If you like the idea of an SUV but don't want to buy something big and boxy, then you need something in the middle. Something that looks and drives like a car but has the ruggedness and practicality of an SUV. Something like the Subaru Outback. But is it the best of both worlds or just an exercise in compromise? Keep watching to find out, and like the video, subscribe to the channel and leave us a comment with your thoughts about the Outback down below. A number of manufacturers offer these jacked up station wagons, but the Subaru Outback is by far the most popular. In fact, more than 150,000 have been sold in Australia since the model first appeared 25 years ago. The variant we're testing here is the mid-spec Sport, which lists at $45,190 plus on-road costs. The Outback is technically listed as a large SUV, but in reality, its competition is the swollen ranks of the mid-size SUV, including the Hyundai Tucson, Kia Sportage, Toyota RAV4 and Mitsubishi Outlander, and Nissan X-Trail, and Mazda CX-5, and Ford Escape, and so on. All Subarus are covered by a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty, and service intervals are 12 months or 12,500 Ks. Cap price servicing is available, but it is on the pricey side at around $2,500 over 5 years. You'll be able to spot an Outback Sport by its black exterior highlight, including mirrors, wheels, badging and the roof rails with the green highlights, though these are fixed rather than the integrated crossbar types you'll find on other Outbacks. The Outback's wagon styling hides its size somewhat, but it's actually quite a big car. Compared to Subaru's Forester, for instance, the Outback is 230mm longer, 60mm wider and 70mm shorter in height, with an extra 75mm in the wheelbase. The diesel and 6-cylinder Outback engines have been scrapped, leaving this 2.5 litre 4-cylinder as the only choice. It develops 138 kilowatts and 245 newton meters, and claimed combined fuel consumption is 7.3 litres per 100 Ks. Drive is sent to all 4 wheels via a continuously variable transmission, though if you use the paddles there are 8 gears to choose from. There's actually a lot to talk about here inside the Outback, as its interior differs from other Subarus. We've got this single portrait-style touchscreen, which I'll get to in a minute, but the main thing is the driving position is much more car-like. Yes, it is a little bit higher thanks to the raised ride height, but it doesn't really feel like it, so that's either a positive or a negative depending on what you're after. The heated, electrically adjustable seats are soft and covered in a water-repellent material unique to the Sport variant, as is the green contrast stitching. Most surfaces are also soft to the touch, and there are various cubbyholes, including a 2-stage centre console, shelf ahead of the front passenger and a slightly awkward area ahead of the gear lever for your phone, but it's not quite deep enough. The cup holders are large but almost to a fault, as bottles or cups can rattle around, and conversely, the door bottle holders are on the small side. Most recent Subarus have had this strange dual screen arrangement with the infotainment here and vehicle information up on the dash, but the Outback introduces this portrait style screen, which you'll see in other models going forward, including the new WRX. It works well. It can occasionally be slow to respond, but the icons are nice and big, navigation is straightforward, and frequently used functions like temperature, fan speed and demisting are still one-touch operations. The exception is recirc and heated seats, which both require a couple of presses. Smartphone mirroring, native sat-nav and digital radio are all standard, but there is no wireless charging and CarPlay can sometimes drop out. Subaru is sticking with analog dials for now, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. There is a centre digital screen which shows some driver assist and trip info and the like, though it is very busy and crowded. There are a number of camera views to choose from when parking, but sadly you can't combine them all into a 360-degree surround view. Subaru's eyesight and vision assist safety systems include a vast number of driver assists, and helped the Outback achieve the highest score ever awarded by ANCAP when it was tested in late 2021. In the real world, however, the collision warning is prone to detecting phantom objects, the driver monitoring system frequently beeps at you, and the eyesight system has been known to deactivate in bad weather, just when you need it the most. As we move further back, the Outback starts to come into its own. Again, the seats are super soft, there is an enormous amount of room here, and the back seat reclines to aid napping. There's a pair of air vents, USB-A ports, heated seats and cup holders in the fold-down centre armrest, but again, the door holders are a little small and accessing the ISOFIX points is a bit of a faff. To access the boot, there's a power tailgate and you'll find 520 litres of space, which is about on par with most other mid-size SUVs, and that's with a full-size spare wheel underneath the boot floor. There's also a 12-volt outlet, 8 tie-down points, a pair of bag hooks, and one pull of these levers drops the rear seats to make essentially a flat floor, with enough room to house a mountain bike if you're the adventurous type. So, how does all that translate behind the wheel? Driving the Outback is a whole lot of good and a little bit of bad. So I'll start with the good. This is one of the comfiest cars on sale today. The ride quality is genuinely excellent across pretty much all surfaces, and that makes a huge difference if you're carrying the family or on a long trip. This comfort doesn't come at the cost of handling either. Whether you're on tarmac or loose surfaces, light, accurate steering, good body control and all-wheel drive security ensure an enjoyable, confident drive. 213mm of ground clearance means the Outback is decently capable on the rough stuff too, though its long overhangs put a ceiling on its abilities. Now we get to the but. The Outback deserves a better engine. It's got one in the US too, a 2.4 litre turbo producing 195 kilowatts and 376 Newton meters. Subaru Australia is working to make that engine available here, but for now we're stuck with the 2.5, and look, it's okay. For the sort of person who's not in a hurry, it feels fine, and you might even get close to the claimed combined fuel consumption. But for the rest of us, it's underdone. There is a sport mode which livens things up a little bit, but pressing the throttle harder doesn't really result in much extra acceleration, so overtaking isn't the work of a moment. And when you consider the Outback's the sort of car that's going to be loaded up with people and luggage to go camping or skiing, that lack of grunt is going to quickly make itself known. Using more throttle also means using more fuel, so it's quite easy to end up averaging 9 or 10 litres per 100k rather than the claimed 7.3. All in all, there's a lot to like about the way the Outback drives, and it's only really let down by an engine that's adequate at best. So it's a shame the 2.5 is now the only option. Otherwise, it's a capable and comfortable family tourer. The Subaru Outback is one of those cars that has a very loyal following. Owners tend to just buy another Outback, and it's easy to see why. Its combination of car-like manners, versatility, plentiful interior space and an impressive safety record make it an easy car to recommend. Though it would be even easier if Subaru can get its hands on that turbo engine. Thanks for watching. Remember to like this video, subscribe to the Car Sales channel and let us know in the comments below which cars you'd like to see us review.